If you've finally started cutting off toxic people, if you've started rebuilding boundaries, if you've stepped away from what broke you and said, "This time I'm doing it different," then this message is for you. Because now that you've cleared the chaos, now that you've removed the drama, it's time to address the one thing that still might be keeping you stuck: your standards. Some of you changed your circle, but you kept the same standards. You cut people off, but you're still tolerating habits, distractions, excuses, and cycles that don't belong in the life you're trying to build. You're praying for a new level while living with old discipline. You're asking God for a breakthrough, but still operating with breakable boundaries. You're hoping for success, but you're not living by the standards that success requires. Hear this. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your standards. What if I told you this? If you raise your standards, your life will catch up. If you demand more from yourself, internally, everything around you will start shifting externally. You'll start attracting better relationships. You'll start creating better habits. You'll start walking with more peace, more clarity, and more power. Why? Because your standards are your strategy. In this message, I'm going to show you why your current life is the exact result of your current standards, how to identify the silent agreements you've made with mediocrity, what God refuses to bless when your standards are out of order, how to set a new standard, spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially, and how raising your internal expectations can lead to the external transformation you've been praying for. And later in this message, I'm going to show you the one question you must ask yourself daily that will expose every weak standard in your life, and how to flip it into power. But first, let's get honest. You don't have a goal problem. You have a ground rule problem. You've got dreams. Big ones. You want growth, change, elevation. But when the alarm clock rings, you hit snooze. When your mind says, "Let's push," your standards say, "It's okay to skip today." When the temptation shows up, your boundaries crumble. So let me ask you, what are your standards when no one's watching? Because your life will never exceed what you expect of yourself in the quiet. Write this down. My results will never outgrow my standards. Let's break this down. A goal is what you want. A standard is what you're willing to accept. A goal is a wish. A standard is a line you do not cross. A goal says, "I want to be financially free." A standard says, I don't spend money I don't have. A goal says, I want to be healthy. A standard says, I work out whether I feel like it or not. A goal says, I want to grow closer to God. A standard says, I pray before I check my phone. Goals motivate. Standards regulate. And if you don't set the standard, life will set it for you. Usually low, usually average, usually empty. Let's get real. Some of you are frustrated, not because you're doing too much, but because your standards are too low for your calling. You want peace, but your standard is chaos. You want growth, but your standard is procrastination. You want excellence, but your standard is just getting by. Let me be direct. You are not tired because your dream is too big. You're tired because your discipline is too weak. You can't hold a high calling with a low standard. And God will not elevate what you haven't prepared to sustain. Go to the Word. In Genesis, before God filled the earth, He formed it. Before He gave Adam responsibility, He gave Adam boundaries. Before Jesus performed miracles, He first withdrew to pray. Before elevation, there was always order. Why? Because God blesses what is structured. You want Him to bless your finances, but you have no standard for stewardship. You want Him to bless your peace, but your standard for mental input is whatever social media throws at you. You want Him to bless your growth, but your standard for time is whatever's left over. Hear this. God doesn't bless chaos. He blesses clarity. And clarity begins when your standards reflect His truth. Let's get practical. If your life is a reflection of your standards, then you need to ask, what have I been tolerating in my schedule? What have I been allowing in my thought life? What have I been feeding my body, my mind, and my soul? What are my true standards for rest, prayer, finances, relationships? Here's the reality. If you don't inspect it, you can't correct it. So today, we audit. We strip it down. We get honest. Because what you're not willing to confront, you're not ready to change. Right here, right now, I want you to make a public declaration. Drop this in the comments. I'm raising my standards. Because when you say it, you start to believe it. And when you believe it, you start to live it. Don't forget to like this video. Subscribe. If you're ready to elevate, not coast, share this with someone who's been playing small with big potential. Let's raise the bar together. You want to know the real trap? It's not the bad habits. It's not the toxic people. It's not even fear. It's the silent agreement you've made with being just okay. As long as I'm doing better than most, I'm fine. As long as no one's complaining, I must be doing enough. As long as I'm not back where I started, I'm good. But here's the truth. The enemy of great is not failure. It's average. And average loves comfort. Average never confronts. Average never stretches. Average doesn't build legacies, it just survives seasons. God didn't call you to be comfortable. He called you to be set apart. And that starts with your standards. If you want to raise your standards permanently, here's one powerful question to ask yourself every single morning. What does the highest version of me expect from me today? Not your emotions. Not your friends. Not your past. Not your excuses. The highest version of you. The one aligned with God. The one walking in purpose. The one who's already victorious. And when you ask that, don't ignore the answer. Because deep down, you already know what you're tolerating that doesn't belong. You already know what you're avoiding. You already know where you're slacking. You already know what needs to be raised. You don't need more information. You need higher expectation. Let's get specific. Here's how to start raising your standards, one area at a time. One spiritual standard. Stop fitting God into your schedule. Start building your schedule around Him. Begin your day in stillness, scripture, and submission. God speaks to those who are quiet long enough to listen. Elevate your spiritual sensitivity. 2. Mental standards. Guard your inputs. What are you watching, reading, feeding your mind? Eliminate content that weakens your clarity or confuses your identity. Replace distraction with direction. Discipline your mind, or the world will do it for you. 3. Emotional standards. Stop letting people's approval determine your peace. Detach from gossip, arguments, and insecurity. Learn to pause, not react. Your emotions are valid, but they are not always true. Master your inner world. 4. Physical standards. Treat your body like a temple, not a trash can. Move daily. Eat what fuels, not just what comforts. Prioritize rest like it's sacred, because it is. When your body is strong, your mind is sharper, and your spirit clearer. 5. Relational standard. Stop entertaining connections that dilute your focus, require reciprocity, require accountability, require alignment. You're not asking for perfection. You're asking for people who walk with purpose. 6. Financial standard. Stop spending out of emotion. Start stewarding with intention. Track everything, budget everything. Align every dollar with a destiny. God can bless what you manage, not what you mishandle. 7. Time standards. Don't trade your purpose for comfort. Plan your time. Protect your time. Prioritize your time. Every wasted minute is a seed you didn't plant. You've been waiting for the results to motivate you. But motivation comes after motion. Raise the standard, and the results will rise to meet it. Do not wait until you feel like it. Decide. Because when you decide, when you elevate your personal code, everything begins to shift. You'll speak different. Walk different. Think different. Pray different. Plan different. And the people who don't match that energy, they'll fall away on their own, without drama. Why? Because your standard becomes your filter. Let's go back to the spirit. Some of you are praying for God to increase you, but you're still living in the mindset of reduction. You're asking for open doors, but you're still hanging on to closed cycles. And God is saying, until you elevate what you expect from yourself, I can't pour out what I've prepared for you. The weight of blessing will crush a person who hasn't raised their standard to carry it. So you want God's best? Start living with excellence, even when no one's clapping. That's called obedience. And obedience is the key to overflow. Drop this in the comments. I'm raising my standards. That's your public declaration. That's your mindset shift. That's your next level. From today forward, no more reacting. No more drifting. No more tolerating anything that contradicts your destiny. You will build with intention. Speak with authority. Live with clarity. Protect your standards like your future depends on it, because it does. Don't just have dreams, have standards that match them. Don't just wish for more. Expect more from yourself, from your time, from your environment, from your habits, and from your future. You've removed the weight. Now raise the bar. Like, comment, and subscribe. We're on day 13 of 365, and we're just getting started. Let's go build a life that matches the vision.